Hello from the Chopin competition studio. My name is Wojciech Bońkowski, and it is an honor today for me to welcome Dina Yoffe, juror of the Chopin competition. Thank you very much for coming to the studio.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, as a juror but also as a pianist, I know you are very faithful to the Chopin score. You think that you often say that the Chopin text is of paramount importance. How do we connect this with the question of the creativity of the artist? We want pianists to also be original and creative. So what is the golden balance between faithfulness to the text and showing something of your own?
Thank you for asking such a question, because I think it's very important, not only for Chopin text, but the text of all composers, which we try to understand and to read the score properly. Of course, what you have here on this table, I see that it's some manuscript of Chopin.
It is a facsimile edition, yes, it's like the manuscript.
So, and you know, what older more I'm thinking about to go more deeply in the score and to read the text of the composer before listening some, you know, I mean now young people listening to some YouTube and some performances even of the famous musician, because then they copy them without to know why and what has happened. And of course it's very important. I'm still thinking like this. About your next you know, nuance about the creativity, I think everybody, we are different, and we have different education. We have, first of all, different families when we started our education in schools and teachers. And this point is very important at first. And after thinking about creativity, I mean, then creativity will not come without this education. Then it soon will be such a globalization when everybody will play some, you know, very, from one side, very similar interpretation. From another side, they will think that absolutely not necessary to read the text. It's coming some idea, sometimes not so interesting, sometimes very arrogant idea, but it's nothing to do with Chopin and with all other composers, I mean, of course. Yes, this subject that it must be creativity, yeah, according to the text, it can be a lot of creativities. Yeah, just read it. And you know, I already told in my previous interview that when we have the chance, when I was in preliminaries, to see the manuscripts, which are not maybe so published and not sold, and I saw really the hand of Chopin, not like in the scores even, also it's very interesting. It gives me a lot of information, even in my very solid age, you know, to check again and to see what maybe I didn't see before. So, if I answer your question.
Now you say, and you're not alone in saying, that modern pianists don't look to the scores all that much, a bit less than the pianists in the past. We've got YouTube, they listen to recordings which are very influential. But on the other hand, old pianists like 100 years ago, they had editions that were changing a lot of Chopin's text. They were not the editions themselves were not very faithful to the Chopin intention.
Yeah.
So isn't this a paradox? The time of the greatest pianist was also the time of the worst editions.
Maybe it was time when there was more interesting personalities, let's say, because the unification which coming now, it's part of what we are talking, because there was not so many, first of all, yeah, and maybe they have not so good editions. You know, when I grow up, it was not good edition also, but in Soviet time, with classical music, we have Bach with the edition of Modellini, yes, and we don't have full text, yeah, but we were told from our teachers, from our great professors, you know, we have the more maybe deep explanation in our lessons about each detail and what we call really education, not only musical education. So maybe it's not paradox. I mean, they was closer to this epoch of Chopin.
Now, teachers are an interesting subject because another thing that people often say today is there are no more national schools of piano playing because students, they travel all around the world, and also professors, they are much more mobile. Do you think it's true there is no more Russian piano school, no more Polish piano school, French?
I think it's we discussed even in our jury, I think that we are losing our identity as schools, as Russian schools, French school, as let's say, of course, Polish school, and this kind of really globalization, it's pity because even in this competition, I would like to see more, not personality like each, but there's different schools, which was very interesting at our time. We are losing this, exactly.
So what is going to come next? We don't really know. What will re-emerge from this? No more national schools, but what instead?
I was born in Latvia, and after, of course, studying in Russia, and after moving to different countries and working in many countries. But I try to be representative of my school. I mean, for my great teachers, which I was so lucky to have in my school in Riga and in Moscow. And I try to develop what they give me, this school. And we need to keep it, otherwise it will be very chaotic, I think, in our musical life. And then many people will play a lot of the same, of course not same, but same kind of interpretation what we hear also now in this competition. People coming from different parts of the world, and sometimes they are doing the same, not quite logically rubato or some change of dynamic, and you are thinking, how it's possible? One is living in Japan, another one in the United States, or even in Russia.
YouTube is the answer.
YouTube is, yes, of course. I'm not against YouTube, even my recording are a lot of YouTube, and I'm not protesting this, because if people want to hear, why not? I mean, it's more easy than to go into buy now city. But for my students, I mean, minimum what I can do, and in master course, what I said, first look to the score, first study the piece, after try to read the text, try to first of all to read the name of composer, who it is, and after, if you speak about now particularly Chopin competition, try to understand what is ballada, what is different between ballada and valse, because some of them start ballada in tempo valse, and valse in tempo of etude, the fastest in their imagination. So then in the second round, we have different genre, we have valse, we have, scherzo, they play some of them already mazurka, and Polonaise, and yesterday I told my short interview, I told the young people, try to recognize the three quarters, they are different in these three, let's say, dances, So you need to understand what is the different, analyzing. And I remember very good one of my lessons with Professor Gornasteva, when she told that Professor Neuhaus, when somebody came to lesson and play mazurka, of course, some very not sophisticated for him way, he told, I want next time all my class, they were sitting and he opens the book of mazurkas and he just play from to. So, and after explaining about what it's about, how if they need to think, of course, the less what I won't copy even from myself to my students. I show, of course, in the lesson, not so much now, but I try to explain, I try to say the message which I got. This is about the school.
Dina Yoffe, member of the jury of the Chopin competition, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.